Assalamualaikum and a very good day to Madam NOOR AIZUREEN BINTI ANWAR, my lecturer for the course HRM552, Studies of Talent Acquisition. And of course, good day to all my classmates from class BINTI as well. My name is ALYSSA binti NOOR AZAM, matric number 2024-259616, and today I will be presenting on a current issue titled Quiet Hiring in Talent Acquisition, Strategic Efficiency or Employee Burnout. Let's discuss. This topic is very relevant in today's workplace, where organizations are trying to remain competitive while also managing cost pressure and workforce expectation. In recent years, we have heard terms like quiet quitting and quiet firing. Now, companies are talking about quiet hiring. So what is quiet hiring? Quiet hiring refers to a situation where organizations fill talent gaps without hiring new employees. Instead, they reassign existing employees, expand job scopes, or shift staff temporarily to fill critical roles. This practice is becoming increasingly common among large companies such as Google, Meta, and Walmart, especially during periods of hiring freeze and economic uncertainty. So today, the question is quiet hiring a smart strategic move, or does it silently contribute to employee burnout? Let us discuss on why quiet hiring is emerging now. There are several drivers behind the rise of quiet hiring. First, economic uncertainty. Many organizations are minimizing recruitment costs due to unpredictable market conditions. Second, the skills gap, especially in digital transformation roles. Technology is evolving faster than companies can hire. Third, there is a shortage of specialized talent, particularly in data analytics, cybersecurity, and artificial intelligence. Lastly, number 4, after the COVID-19 pandemic, companies are operating with leaner teams, but workloads have not decreased. According to Gartner 2023, 39% of organizations plan to use quiet hiring as a strategy to build critical capabilities efficiently. Quiet hiring does offer strategic benefit to one's organization. Firstly, it is cost saving. Companies avoid expenses and related to advertising, interviewing, onboarding, and training new staff. So yes, cost saving is definitely one of the best advantages. Secondly, it is said to be a faster skill deployment. Existing employees already understand the company culture and system, so they can perform roles more quickly compared to new hires. Third, internal talent development. Quiet hiring can provide opportunities for employees to learn new skills and take on leadership responsibilities. For example, in Google organization, employees from low-demand department were temporarily reassigned to support their cloud service division during peak demand. This allowed quick adaptation without external hiring. So, from a strategic perspective, quiet hiring can improve agility, speed, and also cost efficiency. However, quiet hiring also carries significant risks, especially if not managed carefully. First, employees may experience work overload because new responsibilities are added without removing old tasks. Second, if there is no compensation, recognition, or promotion, employees may feel taken advantage of. Third, unclear job expectation can cause confusion and stress, especially when KPIs do not reflect the new workload. Harvard Business Review 2023 highlighted that poorly managed quiet hiring increased burnout risk by 27% and contributes to higher turnover in tension. So, if employees feel exploited, they may eventually leave. Therefore, the debate around quiet hiring is not about whether it is good or bad. The real issue is how it is implemented. If implemented with training, recognition, and clear communication, quiet hiring becomes a career development opportunity. But if it is done silently and without support, it results in demotivation, burnout, and disengagement. So the impact depends on organizational leadership and also HR policy design. Therefore, the debate around quiet hiring is not about whether it is good or bad. The real issue is how it is implemented. We see that the real question is how HR should implement quiet hiring responsibility. Now, it is important to understand that quiet hiring itself is not automatically negative. The outcome depends on how HR manages and communicates the process. So here are several strategies that HR should apply to ensure quiet hiring remains ethical, sustainable, and fair to employees. First, HR must communicate transparently. When employees are given new roles or responsibility, the organization needs to clearly explain why the change is happening, what is expected from the employees, and how long the new assignment will last. This helps prevent confusion and reduce feeling of taken advantage of. Employees should also be encouraged to ask questions, voice concern, and clarify expectations. Second, HR should adjust workloads accordingly. If new responsibilities are added, then some existing tasks should be reduced or reassigned. If this is not done, employees may face work overload, which is one of the main causes of burnout in quiet hiring situation. So workload realignment is a critical step. Third, employee effort must be recognized and also rewarded. Quiet hiring should not feel like doing more work for the same pay. Recognition can come in the form of salary adjustment, bonuses, performance incentive, or even formal promotion. This signals to employees that their contribution is valued and it motivates them to grow with the organization. If employees are stepping into new responsibility, they need proper guidance, training, and access to the right tool or mentorship. This ensures that quiet hiring becomes a career development opportunity rather than a stressful burden. So in summary, when organizations apply quiet hiring with clear communication, fair workload adjustment, proper recognition, and adequate training, quiet hiring becomes a positive internal talent mobility strategy instead of a source of burnout or dissatisfaction. When these steps are followed, quiet hiring becomes a positive development strategy rather than a burden. In conclusion, quiet hiring is a rising trend in talent acquisition driven by economic conditions, skill shortage, and organization agility needs. It can be a strategic advantage when used to promote internal mobility and employee growth. However, when implemented without communication, recognition, or workload adjustment, it risks causing burns out and also turnover rate. Therefore, quiet hiring should be practiced with balance, aligning organizational efficiency with employee well-being. That's all from me. Thank you. For the reference part, for the sources of this presentation, I use several recent credible academic and industry publications that discuss quiet hiring and internal talent mobility within the last 2 years. The first source is a report from Gartner 2023. This report identifies quiet hiring as one of the key HR trends in 2023 and explains that around 39% of organizations are planning to use quiet hiring to fill skill gaps quickly and reduce hiring costs. This source was important for supporting the reason why quiet hiring is becoming more common. The second source is from Harvard Business Review 2023. This article discussed both the benefit and risks of quiet hiring. It highlights that if quiet hiring is implemented without proper support, it can increase employee burnout risk by 27%. This supported my analysis of the negative effect of quiet hiring. The third source is from HRM 2024, the Society for Human Resource Management. This article focused on how HR can implement quiet hiring responsibly, such as through transparent communication and workload adjustment. This source helps shape the strategies and recommendations I explained in slide 7. The final supporting source is a business analysis from The Economist 2023. This article placed quiet hiring in a broader economic context, explaining how companies are restructuring their workforce due to inflation, cost control, and digital skill competition. This provides the real-world context behind the trend. Together, these sources ensure that the content of my presentation is up-to-date, reliable, and based on current HR practices. rather than opinion or social media trend. Thank you to everyone who directly or indirectly contribute to my assignment of HRM 552.